only at Jack's.
This weekend, the Chattanooga market remembers those who lost their lives on 9/11 with a special Patriot Day at the market. All the vendors that you've grown to love will be there, including Connie Roberts here with her beautiful artwork, and of course, Melissa Lale. Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
You know, this is the second or third conversation I've had in the last week or so about remembrances for 9/11. I'm so glad that we still keep that at the forefront of our minds this month.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there are several Sundays throughout the year where we do want to observe, you know, a lot of our veteran. I know Connie does a lot of special offers, veterans, you know,
First
families,
responders
families from 9/11. So it is important.
So besides the shopping that always happens at the market, and we'll get into Connie's artwork, is there something significant or special that's going to happen on this day?
We do hang all of our patriotic flags, which is a big effort from our crew, and love seeing the pavilion with all of that decor. So it's just really more of a silent remembrance.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about your artwork then.
Yes.
It's stunning.
Thank you.
You like color.
Yes.
You're a cheery person.
Well, sometimes I go a little different, but most of the time bright color.
Do you? This is acrylic. Is all of your work acrylic?
Yes.
Okay. Why that? I'm not an artist, but why use acrylic versus, say, oil?
Well, when I was young, that's what I painted with, because the oils I was allergic to, the smell or something. And to this day, I don't really like the smell. The other thing I like is that it dries really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that allows you to do layerings more easily?
It does, and to finish quickly. I can paint something on Saturday and bring it to the market.
So
on Sunday.
one thing that's interesting that you mentioned that about the layering, because I like color. So my eye had gone to this one for a kitchen. What a fun gift.
Yes.
Like a bridal gift or something. But I had told you it looks textured, and you told me I could feel it, which I did, but ever so slightly it is. I mean, you've got a lot of paint on this.
Yes, I do. And you know, this is some thicker paint too, that stands up when you put it on there.
Yeah.
It gives it a 3D. I love the dimension.
It is a 3D.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the paint thickness and also the contrast that makes it pop out like that and give a sense of 3D.
So I love that. I'm also, though, a fan of little things. I like tucked ins.
Yes.
And so I like that you have these smaller pieces up here.
Yeah.
Was there inspiration behind them? Is this your cat?
It is my cat. I called that one I Am Batman. A lot of my artwork does show a lot of shadow play. You can't see it there. I'll just move that. See his shadow. Her shadow looks like Batman. And that's
Wait,
my
leave it for a minute. I want to get looking at that.
That's my dining room table, so my secret's out that my cats walk and play on my tables where I serve my guests.
If you have a cat, that's no secret.
Okay.
All cats own the home.
Yes.
But Connie, your lifelike replica is unbelievable. I mean, you want to pet that cat.
Yeah.
Look at what you've done with his coloring.
Yeah.
Are you self-taught?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I started painting. I built my career around art and was a graphic designer and in marketing and advertising for 50 years. But I started the painting about 5 years ago or 6 in 2019, which is when I started the market.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really know how to paint. So I decided to paint every day for 100 days, which I did. And I took a workshop. I read, I think, maybe 10 books. I researched online and just started painting. And so by the time the market came around, I had 80 paintings, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can get in the market, because what do I do with 80 paintings? And I paint a lot now.
What a beautiful Christmas thing to put out.
Yeah.
Like when you do your decorating at Christmas, do you like to do, Melissa, Christmas, but then also just winter, and that way it carries you into the season?
Yes, and it's fun to change out your art.
Yeah.
I love
I do
that
too.
she offers those pieces, because like I have a few pieces sitting around and I do like to switch them out. And we were just talking before the show that Connie has realized, we've all now been trained to shop for Christmas in August.
Yeah.
And you and I were doing that for years. And so she's going to bring out Christmas starting now.
I did have some out last week for a couple of weeks ago for Team Week.
Yeah.
And some nutcrackers. And probably September, definitely by Oktoberfest.
So people can decorate their homes.
That's fun.
and have
I
it
love
ready.
that.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned a second ago that because the acrylic dries quickly, you can do a piece on a Saturday and have it to the market. Are any of these day of paintings? I mean, surely these took you more than just a day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, phew.
Maybe she means
I
a
was-
finishing touch.
Exactly.
Because I was
yeah.
going to say your I am Batman, you could be I am Superman, if that's
Yeah.
how quickly you were doing these. So how long will it take you to do these?
I do work. I usually have several paintings going at once, so it's really kind of hard to break it out on how long it takes for each one. But that one was probably maybe 30, 40 hours all in.
Do you have to feel inspired in the day to do these? I mean, are you ever just not feeling it?
Yeah, when I'm not feeling it, I'll do things like gesso, some boards that I'm going to paint later. I might do some social media, do some
Take a break.
tasks.
Yeah.
Take a break,
Like
take a
writer's
nap.
block.
Yeah. I take a lot of naps.
You must.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's your superpower.
Well, it is. I call it my union negotiated break. And
There you go.
so I try not to paint for more than 20 or 30 minutes at a time because you can overwork an area.
Right.
And so I'll either switch to another painting or I'll sit on the couch and contemplate with my animals and look at it across the room. And usually there's an area that I might be frustrated with. When I go back and going, that looks pretty good.
Are you artistic? Like, do you draw?
I do not draw. I sew, and that's about as creative as I get. But I was thinking about Connie's past life of, in the workforce and being a graphic designer. Even though she just started painting, you've been creative your whole career. You've been a creative.
Well, and when you're a graphic designer and you work in advertising, you have to work every day. So you kind of get past that, I'm not feeling it or I'm not inspired.
Because
And,
they aren't asking you if you feel
Yeah.
it.
And, with the paintings, I spend a lot of time planning. So I work in Photoshop on composition, lighting.
Okay.
Maybe switch colors. This one was a different color.
Okay.
So I do a lot of that. So when it actually is time to sit down and paint, it goes pretty quickly because I've made all the decisions on the composition and what my color palette's going to
You're
be.
a strategist.
Well, that's what I did for a living. I was
There
a
you
chief
go.
marketing officer when I retired.
Well, I want to
a
show.
lot of project management.
Remind people of where to come to the market
Yeah.
this Sunday because Connie is just one of the vendors who do amazing work. And it's fun to get to know them and hear their backstories because it makes them the art or whatever you take home
Right.
all the more
It's
meaningful.
what we're all about.
Yeah.
ChattanoogaMarket.com. Love Batman.
I do too.
My name is Ray Mullis. I was coming